Got my sharp pencil, got a ruler. Gonna make a couple marks on here. So we've got 2 inches for my first mark, 3 1/4 for my second mark, and we're going to use a square and square those off. And while I'm at it, I want to transfer this line. So we're going to make some holes in this later. So it's nice to have a reference point just right there so we can see where it's going to go. Also, if I'm going to make this hole 2 inches deep, outside, we're going to make this hole 2 inches deep. Let's go ahead and put a reference on for my drill press while we're in here too, just so we know. I'm also going to add my 1 inch from the edge. And 1.5 inches apart. So if we go from the center line, I'm going to do a little cheat here. I have 1, 2, 3 1/4 inches. If I shift that, so I've got 1/8 of an inch here and 1/8 of an inch here, I can make that my center line. 1.5 inches, 3/4 from each side, so there and there. 3/4 of an inch from center to that hole, 3/4 of an inch from center to that hole, and I can check it by sliding my ruler over and going 1.5 inches. Now I'll use a ruler here first. Marking my center lines. As long as I'm doing my drawing, let's do it all at the same time. Okay, so let's go back to our mortise right there. We want it to be the full length. It's a 2-shouldered mortise, so we're going to go all the way end to end. And then it's 1/2 inch on this particular one. On the middle, so I've got 1 3/8. Nope, 1 1/4 here. 1 1/4 minus 1/2 is 3/4, so I'm going to go in 3/8 from here. I'm going to go in 3/8 from here. Do the same thing on this side. And if I measure that, I can see 1/2 inch there to there. And I'm going to line up on that. And it's a good idea to extend your lines past your workspace just a little bit, so as we start to dig that out, we can see. Alright, so now we're going to go to the drill press, and we're going to drill that out. Alright, so I'm over here at my drill press right now, and we're going to take a 1/2 inch, we're going to use a Forstner bit for this, and we're going to load that up in the drill press chuck here. Make sure you don't extend it past the shoulder there when you're putting it in. Tighten it down with the key. Now I'm using my drill press at home. I don't have the big fancy table like we do at school, so my fence is just clamped down, but we can make this work. Okay, what I want to do is I want to line this up so that that Forstner bit's hits right on the line. Okay, and once that's in, make sure it's not going to move. With the fence, what that allows me to do is drill along that line without having to realign it each time. The other thing. All right, and with some careful editing, here we go. So I'm going to line that up. I'm going to bring that down until I've adjusted my depth stop so that it stops right at the bottom of that, so I know where to stop each time. Now we're ready to make some holes. As long as I'm using the fence, I don't have to worry about the board spinning. Let's take a look right there. So I'm off just a little bit. I need to move my fence forward so that those are right on the 2 lines. So let's make just a quick adjustment. And try again. So now we're just going to drill these holes. Good.